Happy Sunday to you, everyone. It's Region Weather Meteorologist Matt Wintz here on our Sunday evening Region Weather Live broadcast. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join us an hour later for you tonight, right? With the time change, if you forgot to change your clocks back, I saw so many posts over the weekend that said, don't forget to do this. It's like everything's automated. It just does it. So you don't have to remember anything. Good time of year, though, to check your smoke detector batteries if you don't have the 10 years. Might want to swap those out. Always a good reminder. Hope you guys are doing well. Not a bad weekend, right? We were calling for, I always check my forecast. We were calling for 51 and 54 for highs Saturday and Sunday. We had 52 on Saturday. I got burned by a degree, and 54 today. It was pretty comfortable today, but certainly getting cooler outside. My goodness. We just flip the script so quickly as we go through October into November. And boy, are we going to flip it in a big way. We continue to track the chance for some snow on the way, and it's that chance is looking pretty good around here. It's going to be a lake effect snow event as it looks right now. Typically, with our first lake effect snow event that we get every year, there tends to be a lot of instability snow showers around that, so it brings snow that may not accumulate outside of the snow belt, but we've got a lot coming at us here in the forecast. Finally, some active weather, and it's going to be changeable weather around here as well. So we're going to talk about that because I'm excited about it as well. As a meteorologist, it's always fun to forecast the first snow. And I'll tell you how much of a lock it is as well. Is it something that, we're just kind of like, hey, click here? We're not. I hold back any of that information until I'm feeling pretty confident about it. So we'll talk about that and some of the social media stuff you might see. We're also going to get you through this week, and we've got this whole week to get through weather-wise and work-wise and all that stuff. And speaking of work, I'm back to work tomorrow. It's been 6 weeks off for paternity leave. It's gone, it's gone fast. It really has. But, man, I felt like just eating dinner tonight. I told my wife I felt like it was like the Last Supper, like in the Bible. It was so nice to spend so much time with the family. And, we've got 5 kids now, and there's a lot going on. And when you're working, your mind is half there most of the time, and it shouldn't be, right? It should be with your family. It was just nice to settle down and get just kind of focused around each kid and get into the routine, taking them to school, taking them to the library, doing events with them. It was just great. So I'm a little sad tonight. You probably can't tell. I'm excited to get back doing what I love to do on the TV side of things. But, man, it's been a wonderful run, and we're still don't feel like we're ready to go down to, like, single parenting for a little bit because our baby Embry's still not quite sleeping through the night. So if you guys are the praying type, pray for my wife and I as we go through this transition here over the next couple days. But anyway, there's that. Oh, and there's also the 2 a.m. wake-up call that I get for the morning show. So there's that. All right, let me quickly get through our sponsors. I know there's a lot of people that are on already, so we'll let a couple more people join. I'll get through our sponsors. They keep all this for free. They're awesome. We'll start with Kate Cusack for Ruoff Mortgage. If you guys are looking for a new home, starter home, dream home, whatever it happens to be, let Kate be your real estate agent. She's amazing. If you guys remember back last winter, she did a live shot in her backyard for us on our show of the snow falling, and she was just wonderful. But she's great to work with. She can even get you refinanced now that rates are starting to come down a little bit. If you're anything in the home market, just go to Kate. Again, you can send her a message on Facebook or call her at 219-775-6645. It's Kate Cusack, Home Loan Girl on Facebook. Halcyon Weather Solutions, they provide water quality to the utmost in your house. You're drinking water all the time. You're showering with it. You're using it for watering the plants, all that stuff. Make sure that you have good water. They'll come out and do a free in-home test, which is awesome. You get to find out what you have in your water. They might not recommend anything. Maybe they would recommend something, but they've got you covered all over Northwest Indiana from water softening, filtration. They do salt delivery maintenance. Call 866-97-WATER to schedule your free in-home water analysis today. Well, not today, probably tomorrow because, it's getting late. Earl's Heating and Air Conditioning, the place to go if you need your furnace tuned up. It's getting that time of year again. You switch from the AC to the furnace. They've got great new specials right now. Just out, they alerted me just last week. They started some new specials on furnace and HVAC systems and all that good stuff. So if you need a furnace repaired, if you need it tuned up, if you want to make sure your indoor atmosphere is humidified, they've got that too. They can put humidifiers in with that stuff and make sure your air quality indoors is great. Again, it's Earl's Heating and Air. They've been serving Northwest Indiana since 1976. How about that? Go to earlsheating.com to get them on the schedule. Romans Roofing, if you need new windows for the winter season, let Romans Roofing do it. I know roofing's in the title. They also do that, and they do an amazing job, but they also do windows, siding, gutters, all that stuff. They'll get your home wrapped up tight for the season. Call them at 219-838-9111. They'll give you a free quote. They'll come out for free, get you what you need to know. You don't have to go with them if you don't want, but at least you'll know how much it costs to get what you need done. They do retail and storm restoration options as well, all over Northwest Indiana. Speaking of storm restoration, if you need a tree taken care of, if you had one fell over the summer, or maybe you had some with the recent winds we've had, let T&T Tree Service out of Valparaiso take care of that for you. They're a family-owned company that specializes in dangerous removals using modern equipment. Trusted team that values safety, integrity, and professionalism over at T&T Tree Service. We got more wind coming our way, so if there's anything looking a little shoddy in your yard, make them take care of it. 219-300-6256 or visit them at ttreeservice.com. Great Lakes Lighting, when first impressions mean everything, let lighting in your home be the envy of the neighborhood. With expertly placed outdoor lighting, it enhances security, it enhances landscaping, and you can see the snowfall at night through it. I would put lights all over the yard during a snowstorm. It'd be amazing. But they do great work. They get it all wired, timed up, all that stuff. And you should check out their portfolio. It's great. Light Up NWI is the place to go for Great Lakes Lighting. Minogue.life. Michael Minogue is our expert in the world of life insurance, Medicare, Medicaid here in Northwest Indiana. If you have questions around the new laws, there are changes every single year that they'll slip by you. If you have questions around that, Michael knows his stuff. You've probably been getting a lot of scam phone calls as well. Don't answer them. If you have a plan, whether it be Medicare, Medicaid, or even life insurance plan, you might not know what you can get out of it that you could be getting out of it, or maybe you're paying too much into it. He would love to sit down with you and come up with a unique plan individualized to you. Michael says, actually, he didn't say this, but I made this up because it's true. No two plans are the same. He does say that, but it's like a snowflake where no two snowflakes are the same. Your plan is not the same that your neighbor needs, all right? So sit down with him. Make sure you get the most out of that. You'll sleep better at night knowing that you've got the plan that you need. Minogue.life is the website there. PublicServiceAdjusting.com is the place to go if you have an insurance claim. Don't go to your insurance company. Go to them. They'll come out, document, take pictures, submit that to your insurance company, and then they'll deal with your insurance company. You don't have to deal with the phone calls and phone tag. They do it all. What you'll end up with is a check for what you deserve, not what the insurance company is going to short you. 5-star reviews across the board. A lot of people say, I didn't know this existed. PublicServiceAdjusting.com, all local licensed insured adjusters. Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Valparaiso. They've been serving Northwest Indiana for decades. They do amazing work in the community as well. Plus, they've got great vehicles. Head on over to Grieger's on US 30 there in Valpo. FBIBuildings.com is where you need to go if you have a pole barn that you want constructed. Commercial property, residential, they do both. Or if you need one renovated, they do existing as well. And they do amazing work. You should see their Facebook page as well. They have a great portfolio. They've done over 20,000 of them in the Midwest. FBIBuildings.com. Just be careful when you're typing that in. You don't want to search FBI because I've almost tagged FBI, like the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I've almost tagged them on Facebook a couple times. So be careful. It's FBIBuildings.com. Finally, last but not least, TigerPlumbing.net, the place to go if you need a plumber. A lot of folks have some issues once we get into cold weather season with their pipes. Tiger Plumbing is ready to go for you. You can take a picture, a video, send it to them. They'll say, hey, okay, we're coming out right away. Here's what we need. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what you need to do right now. They'll take care of that for you. And they come out for free, which is great. So no trip charges like all these other companies. So there's that. Okay, so TigerPlumbing.net. And they always remind me every year, Jeff hasn't yet, but I'm on it, Jeff, the owner, that our outdoor spigots, we need to be turning those off, right? We're getting in the cold weather season. And so you want to find the water line that's inside your house. You want to switch it off. You want to go back outside to your outdoor spigot, drain it, make sure the last couple drips are out of there. And then there's those little things. You can get them at any local hardware stores or online that you put over. It's like a blanket for the spigot outside, and then they tie around there to make it real tight. But you want to protect that, obviously, because that's where water gets the coldest, when it's on the outside of your house, right? Or going to the outside of your house in the winter, and that's where your pipe issues can come from. So turn off those outdoor water valves that are going outside, all right? Time of year to do that. All right, let's say hi to our early birds. We'll jump into the forecast here on this Sunday evening. Mary's with us tonight. Hi, Mary. Thanks for joining us. Jeff, good evening to you. Derek had a wonderful weekend. Again, it was more of felt like we're counting down as I'm heading back to work here tomorrow. Don from Mayberry's with us. Angel, hello. Susan, hi. Lynn, good evening to you. Brandon, thanks for joining us, buddy. I appreciate that. Rich is here. Hope you had a great day too, Rich. Mark's with us as well on our YouTube channel. Aaron is kind of skeptical about the snow, or hesitant about it, I should say. Yeah, Ethan, that's what we're going to chat about. Yeah, showing up a real good signal for lake effect snow around the Great Lakes, and a good event at that. Wendy's with us. Yeah, Susan, this went fast. And just a little side note real quick. I've been doing during paternity leave, I've been doing those region weather wake ups for you guys in the morning, right? On our YouTube channel and on Facebook, we've been putting out the forecast for you in the morning. That's going to change tomorrow. I'll have something for you, but again, with the work schedule kind of shifting back, we'll probably go back to the Matt's Morning Minute. All right, so it'll be more of a big look across the area, and we'll do that from the station. But anyway, just want you to know that. You can still find our forecast on regionweather.com and also on XRock 103.9, Indiana 105.5, and Z107.1. We do our daily talk with them, our live chats. We do our forecast all day. So Region Weather is the place to go on all those places. So you'll still have a lot of information. I'm not going anywhere on Facebook either. So there's that. All right, let's get to the forecast. Thank you to everyone else that's joined as well. Here's what we got going on right now. A couple things. We've got a system down towards the southeast, some much needed rain there. What our attention turns to is this zonal flow. This is okay to see. You're not going to get snow with a zonal flow typically. Everything's kind of going west to east. Big system moving into Pacific Northwest. Then we've got this one just north of us. Now, we're going to get clipped by this storm system that's just north of us tomorrow. All right. Tonight and tomorrow, we'll start to feel the impacts of that. It's mainly going to be a wind maker. All right. So we're looking at a breezy day tomorrow as this system kind of goes through. And temperatures, if this system was about 12 hours slower, we would have a really warm day tomorrow. We'd probably shoot into the 60s, but it's not going to be the case. That front's going to go through during the day, and so we're going to try to warm up, and then we're going to kind of hold steady there tomorrow. But we're not looking a lot of rain from it. So here's kind of what the modeling does with this. Here comes the system. This is tomorrow morning when you're waking up. Notice we may have a brief passing shower. We would have some gusty winds with that as well. And as you're getting started work in school tomorrow, again, stray shower can't be ruled out, but the wind will be gusting out of the southwest. It's going to be kind of a mild start to the day tomorrow out ahead of this. You'll think, oh, it feels kind of like a spring-like day outside. But that's not going to be the case. By afternoon, you see that wind shift. You can see those arrows. And by afternoon, we're dry. We'll clear out, which is good, but we'll have a gusty wind, and that gusty wind's going to be on the cooler side tomorrow afternoon. Not going to be a bad day by any means, but there's going to be a cooler wind in the afternoon versus the morning. We'll have kind of a warming wind around here. Tomorrow night, high pressure settles in. It'll get pretty chilly around here. And then Tuesday, looking dry right now. There's this boundary that sets up, which is going to be a warm front, and it'll be over us. And a lot of times with that, this time of year in the month of November, we can tend to get some low stratus clouds that kind of hang out and maybe a shower or two. And you can see the HRRS kind of picking up on something right here. But that's what that signals for, is some pockets of drizzle and low clouds. And so we'll have to see where that develops and if that truly does set up right over the region. But we could be looking at some cloud cover with a warmer wind trying to get in here on Tuesday. But you notice today and tomorrow, there's not a lot going on weather-wise, right? Big system off towards the north. There it is. Slides through the Great Lakes. Doesn't really impact us, all right? I mentioned the wind, though. We are going to turn a little breezy tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, we'll have gusts over 20, 25 miles per hour at times. And then that gust will continue, but again, out of a different direction tomorrow afternoon. 20 to 25 should do it. And then the wind will back off tomorrow night into Tuesday. We're looking at a fairly light wind, at least through most of the day. And then as that warm front lifts north, trying to warm us up again, we'll start to turn that wind a little breezier on into Tuesday night. All right, let's talk about all the action, all right? Two things going to happen. I'm going to take us back to the start. We're going to start with the kind of 20,000 foot view, all right, of everything going on, kind of how this pattern takes shape. And then we'll zoom in and we'll talk more specifics here for the region, okay? So here we go. This is this week, all right? There's our system through the Great Lakes, all right? We dry out for a day. Here comes our warm front right there. Stray shower, some drizzle perhaps later Tuesday as that front's trying to make it through. And then we're just kind of quiet with a front that sneaks by without a lot of moisture Wednesday into early Thursday. And then this is the system that kicks it off. And this starts on Friday. This isn't something in the modeling that we're looking at that's 2 weeks out that's going to change, all right? There's consistency, and that's the only reason why we're talking snow, all right? I wouldn't even bring it. Well, I probably would bring it up, but I wouldn't talk about it so much if it wasn't showing up in all the modeling and it wasn't consistent over the last couple runs, and it has been. And so this is kind of how things start. We get a low pressure through the northern Great Lakes on Friday. This is Thursday night into Friday. This will likely bring us around to rain. All right, we're looking at rain from this. That rain would be around mainly early Friday as it looks right now. This low pressure comes by and it has a cold front with it, so we will turn cooler behind it. But right behind that, there's another stronger low coming into the Pacific Northwest on Thursday, Friday. And then as that low goes by to our north, this new low comes in, and the whole system of highs and lows across the country, it's and across the world really, it's a big kind of pulley system where you've got, I always envision it as there's just ropes and there's pulleys everywhere that are just kind of moving the air around like this, all right? And the way it's going to line up with this one is that this first low that goes by Thursday into Friday is going to bring a chunk of cooler air into the northern tier of the country, okay? So it drags it in from Canada. Normally we would have a high pressure which heads by and then the warm air comes back. But the way this setup is this weekend is that this low drags in the cooler air, so we've got cooler air present, and then this new low comes in further south of that, and it takes that cooler air and pulls it even further south, which allows an even colder chunk of air to come down from the north. Does that make sense? It's just a pulley system. It's like one pulley brings it in, and then the modeling saying another pulley's coming in is really going to bring it in even further, like bring the rope a little bit further down. I always like visualizations like that to kind of help me understand as a meteorologist what's happening across the country. But that's what we've got. So we've got cool air coming in here Friday into Saturday, and then here comes your low right here, which heads through our area versus northern tier of the country. And look at the chunk of cold behind this. This system would go by sometime Sunday into Monday of next week. As of right now, that timing could shift by a day or two, but we're looking at Sunday for the frontal passage right there. Actually, it'd be late Saturday into Sunday, says the Euro. The other models that I may show you, I don't know if I have them stacked in my show here, but those bring it Sunday into Monday. Either way, later next weekend into the beginning of the following week, so a week from today, this front goes by, and watch what it does. It drags a shot of cold, even for this time of year, all the way down towards the Gulf Coast. And what does that do? We'll have moisture in place. We've got above average still lake water temperatures across the Great Lakes, and we bring a very cold air mass across, and boom, we get heavy lake effect snow all over the Great Lakes. But what I mentioned, this isn't just going to be a lake effect event in my mind. It's going to be snow for everybody. And what we get with big setups like this, when you get a chunk of cold air, and especially that first one or two, you get instability snow showers during the day. And so areas that aren't in the snow belt would still likely have snow showers that hit, maybe even some squalls, and then it would kind of back off. You'd get another one and back off. You wouldn't have huge totals. The big totals would come from the snow belt. But I mean, this is a very impressive system here. And you can see all the dark blues there. The lakes will be going gangbusters. I mean, we're talking some areas could see over a foot of snow. Hello, it's November, and hello, here we are. Like winter's going to show up like that. All of the modeling, though, warms us up pretty quickly after that, as you'd expect. So this wouldn't stick around, at least for now. You can see how the Euro pushes this next ridge in here, big old ridge. The trough is out, new system out west. And look at this one. I mean, look at this rain and heavy mountain snow out west. Boy, the active pattern is just kicking off. And then you can see that system would come out as some kind of bigger low in the plains. We'd probably get colder on the backside of that as well. And again, these cold air masses behind fronts are going to be bigger and bigger. All right, let's talk more specifically. Again, we're still a week out. All right, so I'm not going to say, hey, Sunday night, lake effect snow starts. Monday, we get 3 to 6 inches. No, stop that. You're going to see a lot of that on social this week. All right, people and meteorologists and not meteorologists, basement folks that are doing this, which is fine if they're accurate, they're going to be looking for clicks this week. I'm telling you that. All right. Stay away from that stuff, all right? They're going to be hyping this up. Let's flatten the kind of like, let's just level set here, okay? It's November and it snows. We typically get our first snow in mid-November, all right? So here it comes, okay? This isn't out of the ordinary. It's not a blockbuster winter storm that's going to be a blizzard of, whatever year it is. Sorry, a lot of kids, I forget what year it is, 2025. But, I mean, we could have some good totals out of this if things behave, all right? But just stay away from the clickbait, all right? Here we go. So here's our front. This is what the Euro's looking at. This is Friday. See how we dry out. We're just kind of cooler and kind of quiet Friday afternoon into early Saturday. Other front comes through, and this is the one with the kick behind it. This comes through Saturday night into Sunday, says the Euro, with showers. And then the wind picks up. And we kind of wait for a little while on Sunday for this trough to settle in. There'll likely be another kind of frontal boundary that goes through here. And you can see by Sunday night and Monday, there you go. The lakes are doing their thing. As of right now, this would be a pretty good setup to get snow into LaPorte County for sure. But even Porter County and Lake County, you need to watch this one. And the reason would be it's not just a northwest flow behind this system, it's a northerly flow for a bit. It's kind of a north-northwest flow. And that fetch across Lake Michigan's everything, all right? So we would likely have a band once this moves through that develops, probably starts Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, down towards Berrien County, may get some snow, obviously, starting out towards South Bend. We would probably have a band like that sometime Monday that develops, maybe even Sunday night. And then that wind shift with that trough would reorient that band and it could bring it into, see, I'm getting too specific and I want us to be careful, but this is the way I see it evolving. Could bring it in areas like Porter and even Lake County and even Newton Jasper County. There's going to be a strong flow with this and a ton of instability out over the lake with this cold air mass if it stays this cold. And that would bring that band further south than what we typically see, right? And there'd be a driving wind as well. That band would be real strong heading into Buffalo, Erie, PA as well. And then this band up towards Lake Ontario would just pummel Syracuse and Watertown. I mean, this would be national news a week from now with this first big snow and big lake effect event of the season. Then after that, see, we kind of dry up for a bit. Nothing major coming in. All right. I do want to show you real quickly. This is the GEM model. It's not my favorite. I tend to make fun of it. It's a Canadian model. I don't make fun of it because it's Canadian. I just make fun of it because it's not very accurate sometimes. But I do use it a lot more in the wintertime. And I actually, sometimes I like it more than I like the GFS, which is the American model, which I'm not going to show you because it does nothing with anything next week. But here's the GEM, and notice how the GEM's kind of got the same thing with front coming in Friday into Saturday, and then secondary front coming in Sunday. Remember I said it was a little bit lower or slower. So that front comes in, and you notice the trend. I mean, it still has snow around here across the Great Lakes there, Monday, November 10th, into Tuesday, November 11th. And so, you know, when I see this on the models, and I saw it picking up on Fridays when it kind of started. When I saw it Friday, and then it was on there Saturday, and it's on there today, we can say, yeah, there's some consistency, and there's a little bit of, there's a little bit of confidence in the fact that this is going to happen. Something like this is going to happen, okay? How much snow are we talking, all right? Stop with the totals, right? And I promise I'm coming from a part of just interest. Like, let's just look at it, all right? This is not truth, okay? These model totals, they're going to change 100 times between now and then, but you got to look at it, all right? So let's just look at what's possible, okay? It's too early to talk anything in terms of totals. I mean, this is legit, right? Look at some of these totals coming in. Why don't we zoom in a little bit more? Again, don't take from this forecast that your town is going to get this much snow from it, but look at the trend. We would have some kind of band coming into southwest lower Michigan, South Bend. It's picking up on 8 to 10 inches of snow. For us here in the region, it's got maybe an inch or so in Porter County, maybe 2 to 4 or 5 inches in LaPorte County. We'll see, all right? But it's in the modeling, and it's only about a week out. So that tells you this is something we need to watch here over the Great Lakes. All right. What about temperatures? We've got a nice mild week. Tomorrow, again, I mentioned, isn't going to be too bad. That wind is going to feel cooler in the afternoon. But then we're pushing upper 50s to near 60 Tuesday, Wednesday. Nice push of warm air out ahead of this Friday into Saturday. That's that front. Remember, that brings that rain, that initial shot. Cool air settles in behind that. And then that pool of cold air gets here. The Euro's really cold with it right now. It's got us at 35 for a high on Monday, like a week from tomorrow, and 37 on that Tuesday. With a quick rebound, anything would melt right after that. But let's be cautious of these 30s. I know it's kind of eye candy to say, whoa, 30s for highs this time of year, which it happens, but it's just a shock compared to where we've been. Let's not be fooled by the eye candy there. You got to check the other modeling, and the National Blend of Models is a good one to go to. All right, this shows kind of the blend of all the major models, and it takes which ones have been more accurate in the last month or so, and they'll kind of average that out to be a heavier weighted average. So what we see is kind of a more boring forecast. There's not as many ups and downs as the deterministics. But either way, you can see it's got the mild week, a cooler day Saturday as that front moves through, and then that second front, it doesn't have us in the mid-30s. It has us in the 40s. That would still be cold enough for lake effect snow. So the final thing that I want to talk about here, and if you guys have questions, go ahead and throw them into the chat. This is the time you can throw them in there. But the final thing I want to talk about is a lot of people will see 43 and 45 for a potential high next week and say, Matt, how can we get snow out of that? It's not going to snow at 43 degrees. It does snow at 43 degrees. It can snow at 48, 49 degrees. It all depends. Remember, our atmosphere is a big old sandwich, all right? There's a ton of layers going all the way up. We live in the bottom layer, the bread, okay? There are a ton of toppings up above us, and it matters how cold those toppings are up above us, all right? And this is a shot of cold air coming in aloft, all right? Sometimes it's not that cold aloft, and so if it's 43, you just get rain most of the time, right? But this is a shot of cold air coming up above us, so that snowflake would be a snowflake all the way down probably to cloud level, and then it would try to melt, but it wouldn't have enough time with that air mass above us, with it being so cold above us. Even if our ground temperature here where we are is 43 degrees, you can still have snow, and it all depends on how cold it is up above you. And this air mass looks really, really cold that's coming in. Just some incredible early season cold around here. Let me show you one more thing. I'll let you ask your questions. Then you guys can get on your way. I don't want to waste your time. I just want to show you this cold air as it comes in. Look at this. I mean, these are your highs across the Great Lakes, low 30s, mid 30s. These are your highs next Monday, says the Euro. So that's some cold stuff, all right? Wind chill values? Oh, I didn't even look at this yet. I assumed it would be in the 20s, but yeah, wind chill values, it's got them in the teens for a lot of spots a week from today. So there's that. All right, so let's dive into your questions. Alexis, you're the first one I saw with a good old S word. I know, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. Tom says, no hype, not going to stick, but it's coming eventually, Matt. You and me, I only want to trust. Tom, I appreciate that. We just don't need to overhype things, do we? It's going to snow. It's November, but we'll certainly get that. Tom, thanks for the kind words. I do appreciate that. Alexis, I'm wrong all the time. We'll try, though, for sure. Oh, Ethan, getting your wisdom teeth out on Friday. Youch. That's going to be cold. I had mine out years ago, obviously, and it's not a bad process. I assume they're putting you to sleep for it, but I remember I had to take a history final the next, it was the next day. So I did it the day of, and then the next day I had a history final. I just remember having like God's cheeks, like chipmunks cheeks and all. Melissa, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm glad you like the rope and pulley system. It's really the first time I've ever said it that way, but I'm glad to help explain it. Dee's not happy about the S word. Maxwell, absolutely, says could get some thunder snow. That'd be cool. Yeah, these first setups every single year, when you get the really cold air and the really still warm lake water, you get a incredible instability, and you can form bands of thunderstorms in some of those. We call them mega bands, where the bands where you get the super heavy 2, 3, 4 inch per hour snowfall rates. That could happen in this setup if it's cold enough. That could certainly happen in the setup where we get some kind of mega band. Probably wouldn't be over northwest Indiana, right? It'd probably be more out towards South Bend. But we'll see. You got to watch these things. They waffle. But still, I am expecting our first snowfall. Doesn't mean it's going to be a lot, but I do expect our first flakes to be around the region next week. How about that, right? You're welcome, Nick. Thanks for joining us. Cedar Tucky ready for snow, you said. That's awesome. Yeah, Pearl, we'll see. There's no telling. This winter still looks cold. I'm looking at a lot of the future data that goes out, 30, 40 days. There's some really good signs. The thing we need to be careful with, though, and the thing a lot of these meteorologist pages, and not so much the meteorologists, but it's more the folks that are on YouTube and on Facebook that just they're doing stuff for hype. All right, there's a lot of it out there, and they're hyping because they get paid for it. All right, they really do, and that's fine as long as you're not. I hate the hype. Like, just take the hype out of there and just give the forecast. But anyway, a lot of times what these pages will do is they just take stuff that's normal. Like, it's going to get cold in November. They take it and they exclamation point and do everything in caps. And it's like, we have to take the shock factor out of this. How often do we have shocking weather? Not very often, right? There's not really shocking weather coming, all right? This is going to be a big change, but it's November. We're used to it. And so with some of this stuff that's coming our way, whether it be the snow or the cold, there's just such a shock value that's attached to some of these pages. So please don't fall for it. My 2-year-old just made it downstairs. He's swinging on a swing. You should see it. It's so cute. I'm worried he's going to scream really loud, though. Rebecca, last couple of years, right, we've been kind of in and out of that snow. We've had some Halloween snows, some snows November 2nd, 3rd. Not seeing that right now. They all the best. Football in the snow. And high school playoffs continue, too. We'll see what happens. So, all right, guys. Alexis, absolutely. Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to take a churn this winter. And we've kind of seen the mild winters coming the last couple of years. We didn't join the hype of, click here, but this winter does this winter does look really cool. You want to come say hi? No, you're stuck in your swing. My wife put a swing down. It's like a kid's playroom. You should see it. It's a train wreck all the time. It's just a mess, and I'm like in this corner. Anyway, my wife, we had like gym equipment because we've got 4 boys, and then our oldest is a girl, and we've got like this jungle gym equipment that we can clip to the ceiling. We've got hooks in there, and you can interchange them and all that stuff. So you coming over, bud? And so she put up this swing. We just got this swing, and Silas, this is our 2-year-old. He likes to mess with Daddy's desk. That's fine, and he's got a drippy nose. We all do. We're all sick. It's great. It's this petri dish in our house. But anyway, she put up this swing, and we've always had to swing them, and that requires like 40 minutes of your time because the kid doesn't want to get out, and that's fine. But anyway, this swing is on the ground. It's like pretty close to the ground, and it's so cute because he's swinging on his own now with his feet, and it's adorable. So anyway, he's great. Did you say hi to everybody? Can you say bye-bye? Because we're going to go. Daddy's got to go to bed because we got to work tomorrow. So there's that. All right. You want to say bye-bye? Bye-bye. Good job. All right, guys. We'll let you go. We'll keep you updated, obviously, this week. We've got updates, regionweather.com, all of our radio stations here in the region, and obviously Facebook and YouTube. And if we need to, later this week, we'll do some extra Region Weather Lives. We will do that all winter season long. If there's a system coming that you need to know about, we need to chat. It's more than just a graphic. I love to do these broadcasts because we can talk versus, I have to get all the information, type it on a graphic. So, and if you guys have questions, you can obviously always ask as well. Dee, thank you. She says, kids don't bother us. They can't in our house. We can't let them. Pearl, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Tom, it's okay if you just joined. So we're looking at a week from today. This front's going to come through and really knock our temperatures down. And there's a pretty good signal that we're going to get some good lake effect snow right there, Tom, all across the Great Lakes, all the models picking up on it. Is it as robust as the Euro's saying right now? It might not be. Things could change with the strength of the low and all that. But one of the things that's pretty much locked in right now in my book is that we're going to get a shot of cold air in here sometime Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of next week. So 9th, 10th, 11th of November. All right, we're going to get some kind of shot of cold air. What that does to the Great Lakes in terms of lake effect snow and where that lake effect snow ends up, that remains to be seen. All right, we can throw darts at it and say this is what's going to happen, but I can't give you a confident forecast until we get a little bit closer to that. But there's a pretty good signal for a good lake effect snow event around here as we go throughout time. So there's that. Yeah, Maxwell, for sure. I see your comment on the scanners. All right, guys, you have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the extra hour of sleep you got last night. Hopefully you're feeling refreshed. Maybe you go to bed a little early tonight. But you guys have a wonderful night tonight, and thanks for taking time to join us here on Region Weather. We'll keep you updated as we go throughout the week.